Did you know the Manhattan used to be made with Canadian whiskey? Let's talk about it. So the Manhattan is one of these classic drinks that goes back to the late 19th century and whose history is not quite known to a T. What we do know is it emerged around the 1870s and it was most likely a pretty early take on an old-fashioned. Once vermouth became available from Europe into the States, then it was a natural substitute for the sugar in an old-fashioned mixed with some bitters and whiskey. Now, the original Manhattan was actually one of 5 drinks that were made for each of the New York City boroughs. So yes, there is a Brooklyn cocktail, which is delicious. There's a Bronx cocktail, also great. There is a lesser-known Queens cocktail, but we don't talk about the Staten Island cocktail. All jokes aside, so the original Manhattan would have been made with rye whiskey, most likely, but very quickly people started using bourbon as well. And why did I say Canadian whiskey? Well, during Prohibition, Canadian whiskey actually would have been the easiest to acquire. So for some time, actually, people were making Manhattans with Canadian whiskey. We're gonna use bourbon today. I'm a big fan, but the moral of the story is use any whiskey you like and you think would pair well with some sweet vermouth. Let's get into it. So first thing is gonna be some Angostura aromatic bitters. Next up, it's gonna be 1 ounce of your sweet vermouth. I'm a big fan of Cocchi di Torino, but feel free to use your preferred sweet vermouth in this drink. It's just gonna be 1 ounce of that into your mixing tin. And last but not least, 2 ounces of your preferred whiskey. Again, bourbon, rye. Typically, Manhattans are made with a 2-to-1 ratio. And that's it, pretty simple. Let's get our ice. And let's give it a nice little stir. Now remember, with any stirred drink that you're going to be serving without ice, you want to stir for a little bit longer just so the drink stays nice and cold. Okay? Let's strain it into our coupe glass. Lovely color from that whiskey and sweet vermouth. And then one of the signatures of the Manhattan is that it is garnished with a cocktail cherry. So find yourself a nice cherry you like, and just place it into the glass. And there you go. There's the Manhattan. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's fantastic. You can still taste the particular notes of the whiskey through the vermouth just because of that 2-to-1 ratio. So pick something you like. If you use rye, it's going to balance out with that sweet vermouth a little better. Some people like that. Or if you like a slightly sweeter Manhattan, which I don't mind, you can certainly use bourbon or Canadian whiskey. Those are going to tend to be a little bit sweeter. So enjoy.